What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Rent This Flip That, and today we are back out in Gallatin, Tennessee at the Duplex. So if you've been following us, you know what we've been doing here and what we're trying to do to get wrapped up to get out of here. Now, a while back we did the cabinets, as you can see over here, and when I first laid this out, I thought when we had this where everything fit exactly like it's supposed to be, one on top of the other. But when I got over here to the 15-inch base cabinet, as you can see right here, we didn't have a wall cabinet for the base, but we did have another base 15. So I did cabinets a while back, so there was a lot of things we had to do as far as modifications goes, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a base cabinet and I'm going to turn it into a wall cabinet, so that way we can at least finish this run over here and call that thing done. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to put something over top of the refrigerator or not. Over there was something, but she didn't even use it and she can't even reach it. So if that's where we cut off the run over there, I'm happy with that, and then later on down the line, if we want to change it, we can. But for right now, I'm going to head outside, grab this base cabinet, start tearing it apart and cutting it up and slicing, dicing it and nailing it back together. I'm going to try to get it on the wall before we get out of here. All right, you guys, let's go. All right, guys, so this is the base cabinet I was talking about. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to measure and get this thing 12 inches deep, cut that bottom off, flip this thing upside down, and I think I'm actually going to try to cut these drawer guides so that she has a drawer up here. We'll have to modify the drawer too. That way there's just a little bit of drawer, otherwise there'll be a hole here. I guess I can make it a cubby, but I think we're just gonna use it as a drawer so she can, we'll flip it upside down and make a drawer. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this. I just know that I'm going to do it and we're gonna figure it out together. All right, here we go. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm hoping that the onboard mic is picking me up. My wireless died, so I'm charging it up. So I'm just going to explain a little bit what I'm doing here. Cabinets, all wall cabinets, unless it's going to be bumped out for the purposes of bumping it out. All standard wall cabinets are 12 inches deep. Now, you'll have a 15-inch deep if it's going to be like sometimes over a microwave, but for the purposes of this, we're matching up inside there, so we're going to go 12 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark that. And I am pulling off of the face frame. You guys keep in mind, this is a 3/4 of an inch rail right here, so it's a 1/4 of an inch in here than it is here. See, there's a 1/4 of an inch lip there. So keep that in mind. So I got my 12 inches marked. I'm gonna use the straight edge here only because it's just easier to get a straight cut with something flat like this. So I'm just line that up with my 12 inches there. Now, I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing this. I used to work for a trim company who did custom work, and they scribed everything to the wall. In order to get that effect so close, they would scribe it and score it with a razor blade so that you break the skin on this veneer that's here. Otherwise, when you come through with a saw, it'll tend to chunk things out and make it not such a clean cut. People do use tape, and you can use tape, and that does help some, but I find it doesn't make it as clean as a cut as if you take a razor blade and score that line straight and then come in and cut right beside your line. And you can take a sanding block or a palm sander and just sand right up to your line, and just the cleanest cut ever. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Is cutting these with a circular saw, but I'm going to score them with my razor blade to get my line. And also it gives me a good line to look at too when I'm cutting, which it doesn't matter because, as you can see, I'm going to have me a little straight edge here. This is where I mark it with a pencil. It can be skipped. I'm just doing that out of habit, but basically this is going to be our line. Alright, I got me a good line there now. Alright guys, let's check this out and take a look at this. Typically, most circular saws are 1.5 inches from this right here to this side of the blade. Some of them may be a little bit funny and weird, but when I use Makita, that was the case. So let's check that. Look at that, guys. 1.5 inches. I mean, it is dead up 1.5 inches. That means I want to try to measure over 1.5 inches from this line over here and then place my level. And then I'll have a straight edge to cut up against. 1.5 inches. Alright guys, loosen that clamp, loosen that, we can slide this thing make it a money shot. How about that? Alright guys, let's check this cut out. You can see on the right side, it boogered it up, right? Because the blade was just tearing through the wood. But when it went through my line over here, it went right up against it and it wasn't able to tear anything and chunk it out because I'd already scored that skin with my razor blade. And that's what I'm talking about, a nice, good, clean cut. Look at that. Beautiful. I'll take it. Alright guys, on with the show. Alright guys, so let's go take a look. It looks like we are almost in possession of a wall cabinet. Looks like the last part is that bottom down there. That side looked like it's straight. This side got a little squirrely, but I'll go get a speed square and square that across. And I think we're just going to use an oscillating tool to buzz that across. Of course, I'll probably use my razor knife to score it. And then I may even have to cut that in a 1/2 inch a little bit. In fact, I know I will. I'm going to have to cut that in a 1/2 inch because I'm going to try to put my back inside here. And so that'll be in the way. So yeah, we'll just move that in a 1/2 inch and buzz it off and we should be good to go. All right. Okay guys, I'm trying something new here, and the reason I'm trying this is because I actually watched a video on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, and if I can remember I'll try to put in the link in the comments there because it's very educational. Guy went through numerous adhesives, and I've always swore by the PL3X, and don't get me wrong, it actually performed very, very well. But for what we're doing and the purposes we're using for this stuff performed almost just as good. I mean, you know, like I say, 3X is my thing. But this right here is made by the same company, and when they used it, all the tests that he did, it performed pretty well. So I'm going to use it on this cabinet. I'm going to load it up with nails, so it should hold together. But I figured I'd save myself $5 and go this route this time. So we'll try it together and see how it goes. But there's no hole I got to punch in there. All right, let's see. Do we get flow? Will we get flow, or do we have to punch a hole? We got flow, guys. All right, so I'm just going to load this thing up on both sides here, and then we'll stick it in and nail it up. I can tell you this, it's not okay, maybe that's what it was. I didn't. It's trying to make my caulk gun struggle. This is some thick stuff. I got this caulk gun at Habitat for Humanity, and I was bragging on it to my wife about how the yellow caulk gun is dripless, because I've seen another guy who did a video on caulk guns, and apparently the yellow dripless is the best and the way to go. Now, they had a big giant plastic black and yellow one at Lowe's just now, and I was like, is that the yellow dripless? But this one's thick and metal. You can tell it's built really well. All right, I'm also going to put some down here. Alright guys, I was going to go ahead and put the bottom in right here, but I figured I'll put some nailers all the way around and I can drop it in from the inside. Alright, here we go. I'll take it. So just make sure it's flush in the back here and fire away. Yeah, I'm just worming it in and out. Alright, that's gonna hold. I'm pretty sure that's gonna hold well. Only thing is when it squeezes out the front, it's white. So we probably need to clean that up a little bit. I don't need all that. Okay, so that one blew through the back, so I will have to angle them. Let's see how much I'll have to angle them. That did not blow through. So you just gotta be careful angling them because you could not pierce it and just ricochet off and come out a different way. So you just gotta make sure you're not angling too much. I'm good on all those two, but that middle one, yeah. I have to pound that flat. Now the difference here is we're going into 3/4. So we got a little bit of leeway here. It's definitely not gonna blow through on the 3/4 side of it. Yep, we're good. All right, guys, so we got this in here. Let's just see how this is gonna fit. Man, that's gonna fit like a glove, guys. I love it. All right, so now I'm gonna drop some glue down in there. Drop this piece of plywood in there. All right, guys, check that out. There it is, all wrapped up. All right, so I'm gonna drop some nails in each corner and then let the glue take care of the rest. This thing will be ready to hang. All right, here we go. All right, guys, we're calling that good. Now I just gotta caulk the inside of that thing and it'll be done. I mean, I could probably do that after the fact, but that thing's ready to hang on the wall. All right, guys, so there's one thing I forgot earlier, but I think it's gonna be fine to do it now, and that's just to go ahead and put some cleats here and put a floor in for this upper part of it so you can use the top part for dishes or whatever you want to use it for. And then also later on we will have to put some holes in the side for some shelves. I do have the shelves over there, so those will work just fine. All right, on to the drawer. Here we go. All right, guys, that's one cabinet installed. We got to throw that door on there and modify that drawer, and we should be good to go. We can roll up for the day and go home for the weekend. All right, I'll check back with you. All right, it looks like we are all set. So now I just got to put this in here. Yeah, that thing ain't coming out. That's nailed. All right, then. Let's see what we got here. You notice I put the gray to the back, that way it looks natural on the inside. Alright, guys, let's see what we got here. That's one drawer modified, huh? Boom.
I still had to put these 1/4-inch fur strips at the bottom for the drawer and put the door on, but basically this cabinet rehab is a wrap. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's presentation, help me out by smashing the like button, and if you want to become part of the DIY family, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care.